Hello class. So today we're going to be learning about cells. So first off we're going to draw a plant cell. Now plant cells have a rectangular shape. They aren't perfect rectangles, they kind of curve on the corners like so. But just for this we'll make it basically a rectangle. And animal cells are generally in a circly oval shape. So now, in both plant and both animal cells, there's something called the cell membrane. Now, what the cell membrane does is it lets things such as nutrients and waste products flow in and out of the cell. And in plant cells, there is something called the cell wall that acts as an ectoskeleton and protects the cell. So something that both plant and animal cells have is a nucleus. Now a nucleus is kind of like the control tower of the cell, where it monitors everything the cell does, whether things are coming in the cell, going out of the cell, what to do with waste product, what to do when things come into the cell, what to send out and what to keep, all sorts of stuff like that. Something else that both animal and plant cells have is something called a mitochondria. Now a mitochondria is where cellular respiration takes place, and in cellular respiration ATP is made, which is a fancy word for energy, and the mitochondria, some may call it the powerhouse of the cell, is responsible for making energy for the cell that the cell can utilize. So something else that both cells have are lysosomes. Now lysosomes are little circles that are responsible for getting rid of waste products in the cell. So if the cell was something like a school, you could say the lysosomes could be janitors in charge of disposing waste products and cleaning up messes which the cell makes. Now, another thing that both plant and animals share are called ribosomes. And ribosomes can be free, or they can be attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which I will show you and explain what that is in 1 second. And basically, ribosomes are responsible for moving proteins around and are specifically used in DNA synthesis and transferring DNA and RNA when cells go through cellular division. So the rough ER, which has ribosomes on it, is generally decently close to the nucleus, and what the rough ER does is helps synthesize the proteins in ribosomes before setting them off, and they become free ribosomes. So that would be the rough ER, and these would be ribosomes that are attached to it. And the rough ER has a lot of folds in it, so on a 2D plane you wouldn't really be able to tell like this, but imagine it being almost like an S of canals. And has a lot of folds, and it's fairly large size in relativity to the size of the cell. And then there's something called smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is same shape, and this is responsible for making lipids and metabolizing carbohydrates. So same name, slightly different function, pretty important to know. And in plant cells there is something called the chloroplasts. Now chloroplasts are only found in plant cells because they are responsible for conducting photosynthesis. So, write this real quick. This is a plant cell. And of course, this is an animal cell. So, chloroplasts perform photosynthesis, and only plants perform photosynthesis. So, put 2 and 2 together, and you could tell that animal cells wouldn't have chloroplasts, because animals do not perform photosynthesis, because that would not be useful. So those are the main parts, important parts of a cell. There are many other little parts that I will go into more detail with, but this is a good basis to start with. So hopefully this helped you guys, and yeah.